just smacked myself in the tooth with my straw.
Incredible.
It's time for Shelf This for September with Danielle.
With Danielle.
Yeah. Danielle picked Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wang. Wang?
I don't know.
Okay, sweet. And yeah. Do you want me to pitch the book? Do you want to pitch the book?
You pitch the book and I'll pitch why I chose it. How about that?
It's always like when I pitch them before, like in the announcement video, it never makes sense, and maybe this will make more sense. This is about our main character. I was pronouncing it Siona, but I know that there was a little debate about Sai or C.
The audiobook was
pronouncing it Siona in my head. So she's our main character, and basically in this world, this magic hierarchy, there's never been a girl who was important? Question mark.
A mage.
Yeah. And so every 10 years they let a girl try to get into this position, but they never have. And so our main character is trying out, auditioning,
testing,
interviewing, trying to get the job of getting that position. So she is the girl for this like decade, and small spoiler, but it's right at the beginning of the book. She gets it.
Woo!
And so throughout the book, we're following like her being the first female in this like power dynamic thing. And there's also a male character that we start the book out, like just the first chapter, who is like from a different region in this magical world, and is kind of like a lower person in society who she decides to have be her like assistant. And yeah, it's them learning about like both of their worlds that they came from and like how that affects the politics of this world. And yeah, that's all I got. Okay, thank you.
I think that was great.
Thank you.
To pitch why I chose it now. So this author's other book, The Sword of Kagan, is my favorite book of all time. I've read it several times. I have special editions because I'm crazy.
Yeah.
And I've really, really wanted to pick this up since it came out in the traditionally published hardcover is when I bought it. And it finally felt like it was time. Because I had Dowry of Blood last year, and I was kind of like, how do I top Dowry of Blood?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And that's how I chose this one.
And I DNF'd Sword of Kagan. So this was an interesting starting foot for us to start this
I will say, I know this isn't a Sword of Kagan discussion.
I hate the Sword of Kagan, also, to put that out. Like, I think I DNF'd it because I got to like a point where I was just like, this is not going fast enough. I don't care enough, but I didn't think it was bad. Just to put that into the universe.
What I love about that book is specifically the emotional handling of trauma and grief.
So, which I probably didn't get far enough to get to.
I kind of want to tell you,
there,
not right now during this, but I kind of want to at least tell you what you were about to get to.
Okay.
But, so I just had a lot of hope that I was like, that book has resonated with me. And so I was really excited to continue. That's why it's my favorite. Because Lizzie read it for me too. And she had valid criticisms where I'm like, I wouldn't say it is the greatest novel. I think that that's nothing any book can ever hit.
No.
But I love how she handles emotions. I think it's so good.
Yeah. First, let's see our friends that are here.
Hi,
Lizzie's
friends.
here, and Ruby's here, and Lizzie's trying to fold laundry, and Ruby's here, but doesn't know what she's rating this yet. Interesting.
I'm also a little flexible, so we'll talk.
Interesting. Martine's here, and Elsa's here. So, should we get to what we rated this?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to tell us. I'm 100% making Danielle tell me before I tell her.
Okay.
Sorry to do that, but I have to.
Okay. Let me hold it for emotional. I feel like I am hovering, and I'm not solid yet.
Okay.
Anywhere ranging from a 4.25 to like a 4.755. So I'm in a range that I can't solidify.
Okay. Oops. Lizzie said, I read this entire thing this morning, so if anyone says it's slow paced, you're wrong. I would agree. I don't think it was slow paced. I think like most of us, once we started reading it, we're like, I'm really into it. I want to keep going, like from what I read in the comments.
I do think that's crazy. I didn't think it was slow, but I don't think I could have binged it.
I was like,
I don't.
Okay, maybe I wouldn't say I don't think it's fast paced. I think like it's very high intrigue, which keeps you like wanting to go.
That I agree.
Okay. Elsa gave it 5. Martine gave it a 4.5.
Martine and I overlap? Are you kidding me?
Lizzie gave it a 5. Ruby, I feel like I want to give it a 5, but I do feel frustrated. Like it could have been better in my opinion. So I don't know if I could give it 5 when I do have notes. Okay, so we'll speak on notes. But Danielle, first and foremost, what do you think I gave this book?
Okay, until your comment about it being full of intrigue, you could have convinced me maybe I was looking at like a 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna go big and say you gave it a 5.
I did give it 5 stars. Which is, and I went to look, I just put my rating in the spreadsheet, like literally at like right before we started this, because I didn't want anyone to see it first. But the spreadsheet doesn't calculate until my rating's put in. This is only the 4th ever 5-star I've given that for Shelf This.
All right, I'm giving it a 5. Screw it. I'm giving it the 5.
Well, I think that'll make you like solidify it as like, I picked this book, everyone loved it.
I know it does.
Like we'll talk about it forever. Okay.
I just feel like, just to go on my rating again one more time, I just think I'm struggling a little bit because I have such an emotional investment in her other book that I'm trying to be like, I'm having a hard time almost separating the author from the book and being like, do I really love this as much as I do, or did I just have high expectations? And I just don't know.
Oh, I think Martine at least just went and put their rating in. I'm trying to get as many of them in as I can, because Lizzie did just say this is now our most popular Shelf This book ever, which I think is true. This is like deep green. Like this is going to be the highest rated. Well, it's competing for Looking for Jane by Heather Marshall, which was Elsa in 2024.
I'll give that a shot.
We'll see what it ends up. We'll see where it lands. But yeah, yay.
Wow, that's so exciting for me.
Yeah, great work. I know that a lot of you loved A Dowry for Blood, but I remember that being like mid for me. I don't remember
what I
rated it. Like I didn't hate it. It wasn't a 5-star. I know that. So that's fun. Also piggybacking off of my terrible month of picking the book and giving it 2 stars. So
wow, it is so green. That's awesome.
I know. It is fun to see.
So fun. It is. I just and also I hope it's fun when I'm here, because I come with notes.
Oh Jesus.
Okay. For discussions. So I have.
You know that I don't. So
we work out. At least my notes are like random thought I had and not particularly bigger than that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruby. It's literally actually true.
Literally though, yeah. You might be onto something.
Thanks. There is an art to choosing a book that's good for discussion and a book that's just fun to read too.
That is true. Okay. Where do we start? I feel like my overarching thought was my very first comment I made that was just like women.
Women. In general, the intro, I can't believe how much it already had me wrecked. When we see
the first chapter,
the Calden people.
Yeah.
And the crossing and Blight. I had no idea how this was gonna.
Why it was happening.
Why they were crossing?
Yeah.
I think it was essentially they just didn't have the resources to stay alive.
Like they had to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just a matter of a greater evil of which survival.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start a little bit of like just what I think is interesting big picture
Mhm.
is the concepts Emma Wing approaches in her novels. I
Mhm.
think that she does such a good job with these like high level concepts and somehow making them work in a standalone. Like I
Yeah,
have my
I
little
do
list.
appreciate that she writes fantasy standalones.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you,
Yeah.
Queen. Because a couple of when I was reading this, I was trying to pinpoint like what she was doing differently from Sword of Kagan. And again, I won't do any spoilers for that, but I was just thinking about like conceptually how she was handling different topics. Because I was also worried about the book being too repetitive. Like, are these
Mm.
going to be different concepts? What are we
Oh,
approaching
right.
here? And a lot of Sword of Kagan is motherhood, paths not
Mhm.
taken, government disillusionment, and
Mm.
grief. Those are like four of the main things you
Okay.
confront in that book.
Mhm.
This book, I thought it was so interesting how well she did it, but it's covering instead like misogyny and the patriarchy,
Mhm.
religion as a divisive presence,
Mhm.
and racism and indigenous
Yeah.
assimilation. And I think it's just so
Totally.
interesting that she did hit very different things, but with so much grace
I
and skill.
think, yeah, if you consider my track record of fantasy I enjoy, I like political intrigue, like the politics of
Okay.
fantasy worlds, and so that for me is like a big reason why this worked for me.
And that's so interesting because it is, I know, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep bringing up the other book. I love it so much.
It's
Okay. But I can see why you didn't because you don't delve into that side of what's going on with the
Mhm.
government disillusionment. You're more in
Yeah,
a small country dealing
yeah,
with it, a small city. This is the people in power.
yeah. Okay. I will say I feel evil because I did not feel particularly connected with these characters and therefore did not get even close to crying a single time. Um, I felt more emotionally connected to I don't wanna say his name wrong, Tamu?
Tunnel?
Yeah. Um, just of like, that was the character, like, really fighting for rights, I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
even though our main character was, like, fighting for good and, like, for those people, I felt like that he is the person who, like, was at the disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
But the opening scene didn't necessarily make me feel like I was going to cry because I do feel like, right, like, we don't really know the characters yet to, like, care enough, so I guess I'll join the cold-hearted group, but by the end, I did care.
I will say I didn't. The only time I teared up was the beginning because it was such a loss, it was just a lot of overwhelming loss very quickly that I
Yeah.
wasn't prepared for in the
Yeah.
opening scene.
I guess,
But I
like, to
wouldn't
me, that's, like,
say
why again, like, my brain's just like, "Why is this happening? What is this where's this going?" Like
I think she very intentionally took a risk in a good way. Like it's effective storytelling, even
Mhm.
if it doesn't emotionally make us connect.
Well, it's that thing of,
But
like, "Here's a grab. Now I'm gonna
yeah,
kinda go back and give you some of that, like, world building," and then you get the, like, "Aha, here's this person back," and how they play into this story.
I liked that. But it's just Sayona herself is just not. While I didn't want to see her fail
Yeah.
by any means, she's not someone that I was like. She was very aware of her complicity in
Mhm.
what's happening, and so it was like I don't feel like I was going to be devastated by anything that happened to
Mm.
her.
Interesting. I liked how the intro was not
Mm.
relevant for a bit. Like, we went Tama and his
Like
family
you
and
were saying, it had the like
yeah,
cut
that's, like,
back
basically what I
to
said,
it.
yeah. No crying, apparently. I'm not a book crier.
Oh, I am.
I know, like, I feel like that's contributing here too, to you being like, "I cried."
I think that's actually part of why I'm having a hard time giving this a 5 is because it didn't emotionally wreck me the way the other one did, which I don't think is fair to this book, but
Mm,
that's that separation I'm struggling with because that book I felt emotions I've never felt before.
okay.
It was so intense. This
Yeah.
one, I don't know if it would have been possible to top that.
Mm. I mean, I was gonna tell Lizzie not to drop a big spoilers. I'm about to say a big spoiler
Oh,
out
yeah.
loud. Like Lizzie, she was like, I didn't finish in time. I might just come to the live show. I was prepared to be like, please don't. Because at the end, the main character dies. Like, so actually you can't come if you haven't finished.
Yeah.
But this I think is a good comment as well. And I agree that the book felt like a response for anyone who needs a fake example to understand some of the topics in politics that have been front of mind for a lot of people in the last few years. Like the concept of like, you don't sacrifice other people for your own gain.
Mm-hmm.
What a concept. Like, might be easier for some people to understand when it's not the real word. Actually, I was also thinking, because I don't think we have a man who regularly shows up for Shelf This, that like this is a book written by a woman about like women succeeding, and I would, do I dare say, like a man's perspective of reading this book. Like I would like that side of the discussion as well. Would probably be disappointing, but so, oh yeah, I'm not someone who wanted to help feeling strongly about this. I'm already enraged.
Yeah, that's real.
I didn't quite either. I was just exhilarated with the discovery and what she did.
That'll be interesting to discuss in a little bit. The discovery.
What we
find out.
Yeah. Yeah, again, high intrigue. You're like, oh no. Okay, right. So for me, it was, wow, this is so smart. She did this so well. Not like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling so much. Mm-hmm. Which I still think warranted a 5-star from me.
I think I can't wait to continue to read what she comes out with. I think it's really...
Like, does she only have the Sword of Kaigen in this so far?
And then she has like a young adult series, I believe. But I don't know.
That intrigues me because my other like favorite fantasy series, which is Jade City by Fonda Lee, she also like came off of that and then did a YA series where I'm like, no, come back.
But I do love young adults, so maybe we'll see if it's my pick next year. I'll take an eye out.
I felt a lot of hopelessness throughout, in a way, like content warning, politics, and also spoilers for the end. Do we need to burn it all down to build something new? Are we past the point of no return, you know? I think that's like the concept of like, she does standalone fantasy. We would have needed a lot more to like do the opposite and have them like come out on the other side. Oh, I wouldn't have come if I didn't finish. I would have told you not to.
I agree.
Oh, yeah. At what
I had a lot of very strong feelings for what was going on, especially too, I was so intrigued, and we don't, not to make it too personal in this discussion, but my journey with religion is very skeptical. So I thought that the way Wang, like, she did it in a way that I don't think was ever disrespectful either. It was just confronting what bad people do. Well, like,
they had a little argument about like their views were different, and I think it was a good argument because that's the one that ended with Siona being like, I know I got heated, but please don't stop, like, please don't stop questioning me and like having these discussions, right? Yeah. After that. Yeah. So I think like, again, examples of like disagreeing well, even if they didn't at first, like, I think they came to like, neither one of us is right or wrong. Like, this is just how we view the world.
I think it's so specifically so interesting too to build a world where our world, specifically our experience in the United States, is very religion influencing government. Yeah. But science has never gone hand in hand with religion. Yeah. And it's a world where religion forms the science that then forms the government. Yeah. And I just thought it was crazy because there's one moment she's like, God is all over science. And I was just like,
for this to be discussing, like, all these topics that are so strong right now, and also, like, the story being so good
Yeah.
is impressive.
Yeah.
In special
Yeah.
a group of elite men in special robes. Oh, no. Yeah.
Mm. The conduit. That's a good moment. Call
Not
back.
interact with
The
religion
conduits.
for real, without acknowledging the harm that religion has done through the yeah. Yeah.
I love too the it feels like when you're reading her books, in my opinion, when you're reading from a character, it feels like you're reading from a character. I don't hear the author's influence in it. So even when Kara was attacking Siona, and she's kind of like, she calls her a feral child. And I
I
was
thought
like,
she
that's
was
such a,
so funny. I'm so sorry. Respect
but
to the
that is like,
teenager.
it's a very problematic term for indigenous people,
Mm-hmm.
especially. And Siona, though, while making these like progressive moments, you still see how in her bones she was raised a certain way.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was so, I thought it was just well done that, like, even down to the terminology of the random thoughts in her head,
I
they fit with the
loved these
character.
characters. I don't know, like, I really
Yeah?
love Clara as a character, like, by the end, like, obviously, I was saying at first. Like, I just think the way she wrote, like, Kara's voice, like, as a teenager, but also as, like,
Yeah.
somebody to challenge the adults also, and then it comes back to, like, the discussion of, like, what do you think is best because you are who's going to, like, you're the next generation that we're trying to better things for, basically, at the end.
Yeah.
I'm just looking because I did tab 2 quotes.
I
That
love
usually
this.
happens, like, if I see something that's good and happen to be next to my tabs.
That's funny.
Yeah, they're just silly good quotes, but
I just love this. I can't believe I got a winner out of you.
I know,
Shook.
you're gonna be, like, on a high for the rest of the day.
I know, I
I'm
kind of
really
am.
happy for you.
Because I thought for a minute I was gonna be like, I know you read it fast and gave no comments.
That's
So
the
that's
best
why I
way to
was
do it.
like,
I couldn't keep it to myself. I did side message Martine, and I was just like, "This is our secret." But I gave this book 5 stars.
That's incredible.
And then, like, all week, I was a little giggly about it.
While you catch up on some comments, I am gonna pull
Yeah.
up the chat and make sure we hit some points in there.
The theological discussions were some of my fave because I love those discussions in my reads. Yeah. Yes, Iona was really unable to fully remove the tyrannish supremacy from her brain. Like, that is something I think that's real AF too. And again, she thinks she's a good person. Yeah. I think she was a good character, like a good, like, truthful, trying to do good, but hey, this is like the world's not the same from everybody's perspective. Yeah. Wow.
I thought it was just like it just felt like every character Wang had put so much thought behind and thought into how they would think. Because even like the other high mages and what's his name, Brigham, and his attitude, like I just feel like they were so
I did,
fleshed
like,
out.
the biggest, like, heart sink for me, and, like, you almost saw it coming when she was like, "I'm gonna go tell them, there's no way they know," and the, like, her finding out, like, they all fucking knew.
And not even
Like,
knew. They
we knew
like,
it was coming, but, like,
and I liked the confronting her of like, you're not the first person in history. Because I think there is like a lot of conversation too about like every generation thinks that they're the ones that are living through the biggest moment in history, and that is just not always the case.
Right. This was funny to me, Ruby's comment.
When they said Girl Talk was the chapter name, I was cracking up. There was that chapter where she talks to Kara and Elba, and Kara was like, don't try to girl talk me.
Yeah, this was a big one. Again, like, just such big concepts that she was able to put into, like, also a good story.
And I didn't feel...
I just heard Chris go. I heard Mabel talking, and I just heard Chris go, shh, because I told him they have to be quiet, obviously.
That's so funny. I don't know where I was going with this thought actually anymore.
Okay.
But I just feel like every conversation, while some of them were a little on the nose, I wouldn't say they ever felt like they were pandering to the reader. Like, I didn't feel like they were like honing in on basic messages I should understand. It was just making sure it included those.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, a book like this makes me think, like, what part of the story was, like, her original thought for the book? Because then I'm sure she was like, then I add this and I add this, but, like, what was the original concept?
I understand that, because that's a point that it's always brought up when I critique a book for this. I almost feel like I always get a comment that maybe it needs to be, but I think some books do it in a way that's inefficient, in a way that makes you kind of tired of it, and I think this didn't.
I also think this is kind of what I was getting out of, like, we don't have a man who really participates. Like, I want, because I know we are all already thinking of these concepts and, like, inherently agree with the approach. But there's obviously a lot of people who would be like, it's not like that in real life. Not that I want that person to be here, but I want them to read stuff like this and understand is what I want.
Yeah.
Oh, I just was not getting that vibe. But maybe I was just, like, so I feel like once you get annoyed by something, then it, like, spirals.
Because there was even, like, as basic as the magic system. There was one scene where she explained it to Tommel, and then used the exact same wording when she explained it later in a mental monologue. And I was just like, I get that it's a standalone, so you do kind of have to, like, hone in your point and, like, get there. I just think that I've seen her do it more efficiently, in my opinion, with the other book.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
I don't think it's a bad thing that literature needs it. Like, it is good to have clear messaging. I think some books do it in a way that can get grating to, like you're saying, when you know you're looking for it and it gets grating when it keeps coming up.
Oh. Oh. Like you predicted? I don't think that hard when I read, guys. You know that. Okay, which I haven't read Babel. Like, a big criticism of Babel is that the characters are a mouthpiece for the author. Yeah. I mean, I can see that here. It just wasn't irritating to me.
I haven't read Babel.
No.
I don't know if I do feel like they were... I don't know. I guess
I think obviously the point she was trying to make, like, are her opinions.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, but I'll read Babel and I'll see how I feel. It actually makes me want to read it now, because what I commend this book, though, is where I was saying where each character's voice felt fleshed out, though. It didn't feel like I was unable to separate the book from her intentions. I don't know. And now I want to read it.
Martine liked the magic system. Smart and interesting. I did, because at the back of this book, there's like and I saw it before I started, thank God. There's like a spell terminology. A few pages that do explain, like, the words and how it works. And so I did read the part that says, like, action spell, what an action spell is and what a sourcing spell is. So going into the book, I already knew that it was like they needed to
I did not
complete a full spell, and I thought that was helpful. I maybe should have mentioned that existed. when I
Yeah, I
started
didn't
the
notice
book,
that.
so other people knew it was there. Is it in yours?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I don't think I read it.
Right. Like, what I also, like, glanced at it after I finished the book, and I was like, "Okay, yeah." Like, I feel like
love that. Sorry, go ahead. I just got excited.
No, I was gonna say, like, I feel like she made it make sense throughout the book, where you didn't really need that, but
Yeah. I guess that's like, yeah, the preachiness is what I'm like. I think this book did a good job. It felt less preachy than other books on these topics.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it didn't feel cheesy at all sometimes, but that's okay.
Me and Martina are one and the same. Ooh,
Interesting. Okay. Thank you also. We needed that definitive update. The magic system was fascinating. For it to be like typewriting runes.
I don't really care about magic that much.
Yeah.
Like, I like that this was unique, but I guess when I think about a fantasy book, like, that's not my main thing that I'm thinking of. Is like, oh, how the magic works.
I would say I agree in the sense that it doesn't make or break a book for me.
Right.
Like, I don't really think like.
I mean, if it was bad or like really simple, silly, I would be like, oh, the magic in this is dumb. But
And I hate to bring up the big name in fantasy, even though I love him, Brandon Sanderson. But Emmett did ask me, he was like, is this better magic than Brandon Sanderson, or is she better than Brandon Sanderson? And I was like,
why is it the
I mean, that's a crazy question.
Why are we starting that there? Right.
Yeah. I was like, that's a crazy question. That was how I responded. But I do think that there is a really strong talent in being able to do it in one book and explore your concept.
Yeah.
Or thousands and thousands of pages.
Yeah. I don't know. Brandon Sanderson to me, not that we're talking about this either, but Brandon Sanderson's magic to me is like just complicated enough that I'm like, I don't really get it, but I get it enough to like read the book and it makes sense. If that
I feel like absolutely 100%, because I think that's what he wants. He wants returning readers to get more familiar.
Yeah.
But he wants the first time readers
to be like, wait, how does that really work? Yeah.
This, I think she does rival though in terms of like she has such expansive world building. Like, I think she is in this world she's created.
Yeah.
She's just choosing how to incorporate and what to focus on. But I think she knows how to create a world and a magic system and a universe.
Oh, this is kind of, yeah. It was just making me think of coding, which made me giggle. Yeah, it does give that
hacking vibe. In.
It does give that vibe. Also, I think this is a good comment. That she could quickly explain it to Tama, and like he was getting it when we were getting it. I want to say that I think like Sayona originally like grabbing Tamil as her assistant was my like, okay, she is a good character moment. Like she's like, I don't care who you are. Like you can help me. I'll teach you. You seem smart enough to learn this. Like,
but it was also so privileged of her to just not even realize they were making a joke out of him to him too.
Yeah.
Like she was so narrow-minded in what her issues were to not even consider how he would feel. But then I think she learns to communicate and work through that in a way that's awesome.
I just liked like Sayona and Tamu like discussed their disagreements so well, in my opinion. Or like their perspectives.
And I love when she would point out how afraid he was to do so. Because that's how it is in environments for people of color, it is not safe to share their feelings.
It does also show like her privilege of her not understanding like the consequences of his position. Like she can kind of do whatever she wants, and
I like that it establishes she's dismissive of everybody.
Yeah.
So he falls into everybody.
Yeah.
But then, like you're saying, they have such good discussions from there.
Yeah. I feel like we've been skirting around this topic, so we're just going to say it out loud now, that the whole twist does rely on you understanding sourcing. Her learning that people were dying because of them using magic was like a big, like, oh my God, for me.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like, it was like a what just happened? Like
To rectify the fact that you have your entire hopes and we love reading. Okay, our hopes and dreams on that.
Oh, right, like
and you just find out that you are destroying people in the process every single time. And I do think it is it's an incredible commentary on capitalism and what is going on with child labor, abuse of workers, labor union problems. Is everything you do is unethical to some extent.
Dude.
This just takes it to an extra level of that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a child.
It's okay.
Yeah. Anyone could learn magic. You could.
That was cool. I liked that Tamil was learning it and picking up. Oh, and then there would be the little comments of like, well, a Quinn like him is too simple to understand.
Right.
I wanted to fight someone.
Right. Yeah. There was a little bit content warning math.
But it wasn't too bad. I just ignored the numbers.
It was like, and you didn't have to like understand.
I understand you know what? I do understand a graph. Okay. I will give my math teachers, they taught me a graph.
Amazing.
So I can picture the graphic.
Amazing. I also hate like because I went and like obviously I try to go give the content warnings, but usually I read the book so last minute that it's like I'm giving these content warnings to everyone else who has already finished the book. I'm giving them not in time. I try my best. Oh, yeah, I do get that. Her being like, I'm the smartest one in the room. So my assistant, like, it was very much like, I can do this by myself. Why do you guys need 5 people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love her.
She was so self-centered. I loved it. Yeah. The book worked for me in similar reasons that Project Hail Mary didn't.
Interesting. I haven't read that yet. So that's interesting to me.
Are you going to?
Yes, we talked about it, I think.
I know.
Because that was your pick for me, right?
It was. Yeah.
Maybe next year for shelf this.
I just can't agree because I love both of these books you've just named in different ways. I would never have connected the two, I guess.
I do want to go back to Ruby's comment about the self-centered a little bit. Oh, yeah. I really found the conversation when she is telling Tamil and Kara that she is going to go do this. And Tamil is like, it's a bad idea. And she's like, well, what else do I do? And he's like, I don't know. But if you're going to do it, use your selfishness.
Yeah.
Like, do it in the name of.
I also think that her, like, attribute of being self-centered also contributes to, like, there was the conversation of, like, this is why we don't let women in. They're too emotional. They're too. And, like, her having that kind of, like, personality. She needed to. Like, she is the only woman. Like, she needed to be a little overly confident,
just exactly how the men are.
Yeah.
Not even, like, excessively otherwise. Right.
Did Dark Academia in a way it should be done.
Yes!
As an aesthetic, I agree.
That's been driving me nuts with these Dark Academia books, has been going for aesthetic and not.
Montages. Yeah. Yeah. Also, Tamil asking Kara if he should do the spell or not because she's the next generation. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, but yeah.
Are we shading this one?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
As a woman, she was the only one who was interested in the old witch spells that allowed her to discover it. Yeah. Okay.
Because it was so funny when you were like, Danielle, in your video, you had said, like, Danielle reads Dark Academia. And my instinct was to be like, no, I actually read it. And because I just have been reading only bad ones lately. But I do love it. The ones that I do love, I love.
I think that A Dowry of Blood also is, like, gives Dark Academia vibes.
Perfect, another win for me.
Like, that's, to me, like, the vibe of just, like, this is
I do like it.
but
You're
it is
right.
kind of, like, I think of Dark Academia as the vibe of just being, like, a little mysterious, and it's a group of people, like, doing some mysterious shit in, like, a little old-timey buildings, like
The ones that I hate that have really kind of put a sour taste in my mouth and made me afraid to
I
love Dark
hate
Academia.
The Secret History. I hate it.
It's
I
the
hate it
first
so
one. What do
bad.
you mean? It's
I
so good.
I hate it.
I hated the new Alexis Henderson, which was really disappointing for me because I love her and that book was bad. And then The Last Graduate by Naomi Novik, that series, I hate those too. So I think it just made me afraid of Dark Academia for a while, and I think you brought me back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Only a woman could do it. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Dracula. That's close enough.
I don't even, this is gonna sound so stupid, but I don't even really associate Dark Academia as, like, academia. It's just, like, the vibe.
I hate that. That is not the vibe. Just call it Gothic then. If you want the vibe, just call it Gothic.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I don't know enough adjectives. Yeah. This is why women shouldn't do this job. And I was like, actually, this is why they should. Yeah.
How did you feel about Reinhold? Or was that his name? Renthorn? Reinhold? Whatever. Him. I think it's so interesting that he, like, wanted them to be proud about the siphoning. Like, he was so sadistic that he was like, we should own up to it. We should tell people that we're doing it.
I mean, his
Renthorn.
whole character was a puke.
Yeah, it was crazy. And him being calling out everything though and being such a problem while his dad was on the board being like, shut up.
I was confused that maybe I wasn't following something when we found out that there was, like, 2 father-sons. That I was like, wait, was I, like, thinking they were the same person the whole time? But I think that I wasn't. I don't know. To be determined. He was a grade A psychopath. And unfortunately, too many people like this exist in our deciding entities. Maybe.
I vote yes.
I think so.
I vote yes.
If you want to say it in Discord instead, feel free, but I'm all ears.
I do think it's an interesting conversation, though. I know. I do think it's an interesting conversation, though, of, like, doing bad things and pretending like you're not, or doing bad things out in the open. And I just think that...
I mean, some of it just seems silly. Like, it wasn't like they were necessarily using some of the magic for, like, good either. Like, some of it was just, like, silly magic that you're literally killing a person to perform. Like,
that's why I think it's so crazy, because, like, the diamond industry, for instance, is so problematic. There's so many issues in it, and essentially your actions are contributing to the abuse of so many humans. And this takes that extra level by being like, even your cup of tea killed a person. Even your, you know, switching the light on to go somewhere killed a person. And I just think it was like, it's such a crazy way to take it.
Yeah.
Like, it's really another level to address those messages.
Yeah. Yuck.
That's like, it's like, what is it? Yeah. Yeah. She went hard at that. Just getting rid of that too hard. How did you feel about almost like the Hunger Games arena style images of people dying everywhere situation?
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah, that was also showing, like, Siona's
Could you imagine walking outside and
naivety being like, oh, I didn't realize that like people were gonna freak out about this. They just had to know. Like, obviously they were going to
freak out?
have a yeah, like
I just imagine walking out your home and you are just bombarded by people dying any move you make. Like you are just
like, it's a bit of a shock here, right?
It's everywhere. What did you think about the reactions of Elba and her aunt?
I'm trying to remember.
I was devastated.
Said. Like I know they were like, they thought
Elba comes to the jail and is like, your aunt doesn't want to see you, which means she never sees her again.
Yeah. I mean,
and she's like disgusted by what she did. And Siona's like, you were the one. I thought more, I did not ever expect her family to turn on her because of revealing the information.
Yeah, I feel like she was really throughout the book, like doubling down that like the people who cared for her, like
cared for her.
Yeah.
And to have them turn on her was realistic in a way that hurt.
Yeah. Martine's coming here. Unfortunately, my newsflash for her that she learned the hard way, sorry, I don't know how to read, is that threatening someone's belief in a just world in their system almost always makes them double down on justifying that system. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I just think it's so... I really liked how you guys mentioned, too, the moment when Tamil asks Kara about how to proceed when it's going to affect her generation. Because how do you react to the violence that's going on in our own news? Beyond it being like, you know, newscasters are kind of doing the same thing, shoving the death and abuse in our faces every single day. No escape from it. And how do you react to that? Because I just think it was so realistic that it turned to this rioting, but then at the same time, the oppressors are always going to use that as an example to push you further and saying that you're reckless and you're... And I just think that she did it in a way that it was so good because there was no happy ending, really. And I'm like, dang, there really isn't, is there?
No. Right, like we don't know what happens next.
And there's no happy ending for our character. She fought for a good reason and paid the price.
Yep.
And that's insane.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, I wanted to mention, like basically at the beginning, but then obviously it's circled back to, that they were just gonna take Kara and like kill her. But the only reason she got to stay with Tamil was because he said that she was his daughter. But then I thought they were being pretty flippant about her calling him uncle the first time Siona showed up, like not knowing her that well.
Yeah. I think it was because Siona, like, or Kara, like, opens doors like uncle and then realizes she's there, but hadn't known. Yeah. And then it was like... Yeah, I can't imagine that was the only slip up they ever made.
But it's like, again, another thing of like, this society thinks that they're being moral because they let families stay together. Like,
yeah, the fact that the one neighbor hurt himself because he couldn't handle what he was seeing, it was crazy. Oh, did I lose you or did you lose me?
No, I sat still for a moment.
Oh, okay, cool. I literally thought you were frozen. It was so still.
No, because Lizzie did send her something that was political. So I'm trying to read it quick.
Retweet.
Yeah. Okay.
Good time to plug. Join the Discord if you want to be in on conversations in the future. Linked up.
And I also linked Danielle, so go follow her.
I am really, though, I feel like it's so hard to discuss. Honestly, I never pick larger fantasy books for my book club discussions just because there's so much to discuss, especially if they're done well. Like,
Yeah.
you could spend way more than an hour doing so.
I would be scared to discuss this at my book club, in my in-person book club.
Yeah.
I don't know any of those people well enough, right?
But I think that I'm so happy I got to this and chose it for this. I really, really wanted to read it.
I mean, it's gonna go down in history because it's currently, sorry, Elsa, you lost your spot. It's currently the highest rated shelf this.
I can't wait to see what she's gonna come out with next. And I'm not trying to say that's like we have to wrap up the conversation. I just don't know what else to discuss that wouldn't be 45 minutes all the time.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh.
Yes!
Yeah, I wanted to circle back and ask that after discussing.
I'm going to actually look up and see if she has any other books on Goodreads coming out.
Okay, and I'm going to make sure all the ratings are in that of people who said.
Wow, I really feel good about myself.
I'm typing your 5. And
thanks. I had a rough day. This is awesome.
Elsa's is in. Okay. Rena, Natalie, Danielle.
Okay, it says she has 7 books. I think our couple are like
Cheyenne's 5 in as well.
Yeah, she has some other books, but it's like a short story in an omnibus. And then she has
Martine, yeah, she has 4.5 is the only one making this not a 5.
Martine.
It's okay.
What are you rounding up on Goodreads, Martine?
That's crazy.
No, it's okay because I probably
group average of 4.92. That's so high.
That is high.
Fun. Happiness.
And it's crazy. Her Sword of Kagan has a higher average rating than this book. Not nuts. Okay, I'll take it. I'll keep my 4.5.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Martine, success for us.
Oh, yeah.
Martine.
Right, like, so close.
Yeah. We'll take it as a win. I do think I'm going to read her other 2 books at some point. At some point. I do think they're supposed to take place in the same world as the Sword of Kagan. But yeah, it's like it takes place in the Theonite is what she calls it, is like her universe.
Okay.
But it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think this is in that world. I think this was totally its own thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Would you read another book by her? You DNF one, you liked this one?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it all would depend on. See, to me though, it's like even when we're like reading the description about what this is, I'm just like, ugh. So I feel like some books you just have to like get into to understand what it's even about. So it would have to be like the premise would have to really like catch me, or somebody else would have to really be like describe it well, or be like, Bailey, specifically you would like this.
Can I address Ruby's questions?
Oh yeah, I wasn't looking.
Please read Sword of Kagan. It is dual perspective.
And he's not very old, is he?
He's like 13.
Yeah.
And then his mother is the other perspective you're getting.
As Danielle said, it is much about motherhood.
It is a lot about motherhood, and the other one, like, in government disillusionment, finding out.
There's a lot of like, it's the mother and her like wanting her son.
And mourning the paths not taken. Yeah. Like her past choices and how they've shaped where they are at.
See how far I got into that because I've used Bookly for the last 85 years.
I want to say something.
Oh, I got
70%. Okay.
I got to page 100. Basically, I tried to page 100.
Yeah, I kind of want to at least tell you, if you don't care about spoilers, Bailey, it's up to you if you don't want to know. But when we're off here, I do kind of want to tell you a little bit of how things go.
It's been so long that I don't even like really remember it that much from the beginning.
She is she likes a good twist. I'm going to say that. Okay. She likes a good twist that I personally have not seen coming twice now.
Okay, then maybe don't tell me.
I just don't know if you specifically would like the twist. That's part of the problem with that book.
Okay.
But I recommend it.
Do you have anything else to say about this book? I don't really.
No, but I had such a great time.
Me too.
I love the cover. I think they did a good job.
I might disagree, but okay.
Really?
I think now that we've read it and we know like what's happening here, obviously, but like this would not have made me grab it off of a
crazy.
Yeah, especially like
Thanks
you
for
see the sign. Like this looks like a nothing burger.
Fair.
Yeah, no book club next month, but I will shortly have the November, December, January books announced in a video. They are already in the spreadsheet. If you want
for having me
early, yeah. I've been doing
this hour went fast.
Yeah. Okay. Bye
to
the friends. Thanks for coming
friends.
and liking books.